Hey friends, Jeff here with RV Optimizer, and we're in Tucson, Arizona today. This is our fourth trip in our new Airstream Atlas, and I thought this would be a great time to kind of highlight the things that we really like so far in the RV, and also some of the things that we would like Airstream to potentially change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the outside. I'm going to give you about 5 or 10 things that I really like out here. Then we're going to move to the inside, do the same, and then I'm going to end on some of those things that I think Airstream could improve upon. So hopefully you know somebody at Airstream you can forward this video to. So with that said, let's get started. So one of my favorite things about the Airstream Atlas is in the black and gray water tank area. So my old RVs, you had to get the big 3-inch hose out, you had to get the gravity-fed ladder out, you had to hope that you had no kinks and everything was going to flow correctly. In this, you don't have any of that. Basically, you take your hose, you pull it out, you can see it's a clear 1.5-inch hose, switch this, and then basically all you're doing is you're picking either your gray or black tank from here. It opens it up, then you press the button, the macerator then starts pumping. You can even pump uphill with this to empty out, and you're able to see through the clear tube when you're done, and you'll hear the pitch difference actually on the pump. And then the nice thing about it, when you're done, you basically hit the button here, and this will reel itself back in, and you really don't have to even touch things. Even give you the little connectors that fit right into your traps when you get to a particular facility. Airstream has made pretty simple for us is how to deviate between your freshwater tank and the valves or faucets inside the RV. So one hookup for your water, and from out here, you could actually hit this one valve button and it'll divert it from your faucets to start filling up your freshwater tank. But I'm actually going to show you even cooler from inside the RV. This is the part that I really like. So I can go right to Autofill. And what that's going to do with my hose connected outside, it's going to divert the water from the faucets inside to fill up my freshwater tank. And the cool thing about this, I can do that in real time, watch the level change and take it to where I want to. Because I don't want to travel with a full tank, but I do want stuff in there. So from here I can hit autofill and watch it start do that, click autofill back off, and then stop. If I didn't click it off, the system will automatically shut itself off when it gets 100%. The other thing I like from the outside is none of your storage compartments have latches on them. And so the nice thing there is you don't have to run around to each one and individually lock or unlock them when you want to get in them. That all happens right from your key fob. So when I press the key fob here, it'll unlock all the doors and the storage compartments around the RV, or just the opposite. I can click it twice and lock all the storage and all the doors on the RV. The other thing that's kind of nice is that in this one, they have motion lights in all of them, but this one's kind of set up that if you wanted an outside TV, it's set up with your cable hookup, USB hookups, and HDMI hookups, all in this one compartment that now you could put a TV or something right outside. I'm going to actually put a projector out here because it's so much easier and compact to carry, but I know all the connections are right outside to use. So on the Airstream Atlas, it doesn't have stabilizer jacks, the pogo stick, but it does have stabilizer bars, basically to help keep the RV from rocking when you're inside. So that's okay, but let me show you the other piece that goes along with that that can be helpful. So before you put those stabilizers down, you can actually come in, and if you're parked someplace that's not 100% level, you can use the air suspension and the air suspension controller that's in this RV. So this is right behind the driver's seat. You can pull this out, and you can actually raise or lower the rear of the coach up to give you a little bit of a greater balance. Then you can put those stabilizers down and you're good to go. But the other piece here, this is also great if you have a driveway or something you're coming out of, and instead of the back end scraping on something, you can raise this all the way up. And as soon as you get to 20 miles an hour, it automatically will go back to the actual ride level on its own. But I will tell you, in addition to how you could use it to level things out, the ride is really nice with this air suspension. I wanted to highlight here is the cameras that are mounted on the side of each side mirror. So when you flip your turn signals on, it changes over to that and you get to see it in your camera display. So you can see the camera display up here. I don't have anything on right now, but it's always on for the rear camera. And then when you use the turn signals, that's when you see what's down that side. For those of you who have subscribed to my channel, I just want to thank you for doing that. And if you haven't yet, please click the link here below. I would really appreciate that. It's the solar panels on the roof. I think Airstream did a really nice job. So it's 400 watts in total, but 300 are devoted to the lithium-ion batteries that are in the back of the coach. And one of the panels, 100 watts, is devoted to the battery that runs the Mercedes part. So it trickle charges not only the Mercedes battery, make sure you have juice in that, but also for the coach as well through the solar. One last thing I want to show you before we move inside is the fact that you don't see any vents on the outside here, and the fridge is right behind here. So in most RVs that have a three-way fridge, a propane, electric, and battery, you have vents to vent out that heat. This one has a 12-volt electric marine fridge on it that doesn't require that. Not only is this a good-sized fridge and freezer here that comes with this, but being electric, I don't have to worry about if the coach is level, which you do if it's a propane fridge, and it cools down very quickly. I'm very impressed with this one. The next thing I wanted to highlight is the cabinetry in here. Airstream has done a really nice job on the fit, the finish. As you look inside these heavy-duty springs, and you have carpet and this steel or metal gauging across the bottom here. Just fits nice, all self-closing. The other thing I'll point out is this 40-inch TV with the sound bar. Very high quality, nice setup. And as you can see with one touch of a button, this all goes back down into the cabinet here. And when it closes, it gives you extra counter space that you can utilize for other things. The other thing that's very handy in here is there's actually 4 of these screens spread out through the cabin. So your main screen here, you've got one that's next to what your bed would be when it's down, one in the kitchen gallery, and then one in the bathroom. One of the components I like is kind of cool is you can actually medium dim, low dim, or hit cinema from any of those, and it'll take and lower the lights, close the shades, and actually pop up the TV and get ready to watch a movie. They built in a trash component right here in the kitchen cabinet. So you can store your trash right there, or some people fill that full of ice for an ice bin. So now we're in the bathroom area, and I think the way Airstream did the corner shower here with the teak inlay and the lighting, I think it's just a well done approach here. And it's a good size shower, especially for an RV of this size. So plenty of room inside this thing. And the other thing that's kind of nice back here is the locking door with the iconic Airstream light window. But the overall trim and fit and finish of this, the riveted windows, the mirrors, and the aluminum ceiling, it's just well done. Not that it makes a big difference, but it's really a nice touch that all of the closets in the back are cedar lined. Moving into more of the cons section here, some of the things that we think Airstream could or should change in future models, and wish we'd changed on this model. The one of them here in the gallery we want to talk about is we prefer induction cooktops. It's just easier. It's a clean, flat surface to work with, and it does a nice job. On the flip side, what they did provide in the propane one does make it pretty easy to clean this one in comparison to other ones we've had in the past. One other area we think Airstream could have improved upon in a rig of this size and quality is the inverter. So this comes with a 1,000-watt inverter. Really would have loved to seen a 2,000 or larger inverter in this to run more things without having to be plugged up or running your generator. The other area that at first I thought was a pro for the vehicle, and that is having a diesel generator. I liked it initially because it works off of the diesel fuel tank for the Mercedes, which I thought was cool because less draw on the propane that you use because you don't get a lot of capacity in your propane storage on these things. I do like the generator, but I will tell you, being diesel, it's much louder than the propane. They did add a safety feature that even though you're drawing off your fuel tank, it won't allow you to get below a quarter of a tank before it'll shut itself off, so you never get stranded somewhere when you go to start your Mercedes up and realize that you don't have enough fuel to get to your next destination. The last thing I wanted to point out that I really think Airstream could have done a better job with, and that's back here on the toilet. I gotta say, for a rig of this quality and price range, this should have came with a porcelain toilet instead of this plastic one that, frankly, a little bit wobbly, and we're probably going to change it out. Just a little disappointed in that. So as we continue to take more trips and learn more about what this Airstream has to offer, we'll post more of these videos in the future. With that said, thanks for watching.